Just find a comfortable posture. And, you know, considering just what we were talking about, to be in a meditation class, to practice meditation regularly, to sit still is to honor that for whatever reason you have an interest in it. Because you could be so many different types of lives where just isn't even considered. So you could just sit still and be okay with that. And you could just be still and have that be enough for so many that doesn't even arise, not even considered. But to be here tonight is to not only have a consideration of it, but to put it into action. How many ideas do we have that we never put into action? And so I'd maybe just take a moment for some gratitude for yourself that you have moved up something very dear to your heart all the way up into an actionable step, the action of non action, being still. And this being still, you start to allow for this winding down, winding down, all the other goings and strivings that are maybe still running through our karma, through our life and circumstance. Some people's lives, there's so much running, striving through their nervous system that they have no time for sitting still. They actually need more life. They have so many things they never get a chance to get to. You might know people like this. But then for others, perhaps yourself, comes this point where I've got nothing to get to, or I'm getting tired of trying to get to it. Maybe, maybe I don't have to get there. Maybe I could be here fully, and that could be enough. Part of getting here fully and having that be enough does involve letting down, putting down the heavy bags of luggage that we have been dragging from the past into this moment. And so you start to consider as your body settles into stillness, these heavy bags of luggage the mind carries from the past into this moment. You decide. I don't decide. You can discern what are these things in the mind that are burdensome, that weigh on you. And just the consideration that it could be that simple, that easeful as to just say, just stop carrying it. You might want to argue with me, it must be more difficult than that. For why else would I be carrying it so tenaciously for so long? As Maharaj has encouraged us from time to time, challenge this basic assumption that perhaps the reason you are carrying it is because you didn't know you could just put it down. Whatever baggage, heavy luggage we carry in our mind about what we think we are, what we think we should be, what we think we ought to do, what we think others ought to do for us. Perhaps we can just put it down. The body sits here still and quiet. But if the mind still tolls, it would be like standing in place and holding your bags in your arms while waiting for the train. Just put the bags down. You won't lose them, they'll be right next to you. But the strain of their weight would subside. This would bring us to the question how? That sounds good. How do I let go of what I'm dragging from the past? I know how to let go of something that's in my hand. I know how to let go of something that's in my hand. How do I let go of something in my mind? How do I let go of something in my mind? Before I give you some answers, let's consider if maybe we already know. We just have to consider it for a moment. Just like you might be holding on to those bags of luggage in your hand while standing at the train station. I hadn't considered. I could just put the bag down, and then it happens. It might not be too different in the mind. Let's practice for a few moments here, trusting that for some reason we are interested in being still. We are interested in being good enough right here in the moment. And so we can consider, how do I let go of what my mind is carrying? See if you can feel into it. How do I let go of what the mind is carrying? How do I let go of this baggage? One way, considered tried and true, is to grow disinterested. If you didn't want what was in the baggage, what was in your luggage, you would leave it behind. You wouldn't take it on the train. So in the teachings, they call it dispassion, vairagya. The thoughts, the stories, perhaps these stories you can grow uninterested, or at least less interested. They won't bring me what I want, They haven't brought me what I want. The story just brings me turmoil, discomfort. Why do I want what's in this luggage? Through dispassion, we become willing to let go, to leave it behind. Another way is to grow increasingly interested in yourself as what your baggage contains is not yourself. It might be some version of you from the past. But it is not you now. And that through observing yourself now, being here, that you are quite interesting, that there is a feeling of presence and peace and ease and freedom that exists right now as you are. There's a love for it, and that an interest in that, turning toward that, will help you let go of what isn't. And so we can think of it as an affirming and a negating, growing dispassionate, dissatisfied, uninterested in the stories in the mind that just bring discomfort, difficulty. Just gerbil wheels running around and around over and over. We can grow uninterested, and we can affirm by growing interested, by loving, almost devoted to this present experience of ourself, and feel the abundance of ease and peace, freedom. It's just a matter of which side of the coin is coming up for you. Perhaps we'll spend some time, a few moments now, either letting go of the stories in the mind that have been a burden realizing they're not going to bring us to peace. This grows our dispassion. Or affirm, affirm the good feeling of being present with yourself. See which one holds your attention. Sometimes we may have to consciously cultivate the affirming quality, this love of self, that feeling of freedom and openness. But it will also just be there. It's the self, after all. It shines as it is when the baggage has been put down. How does the baggage get put down? The stories of the past carried through the mind by growing bored of it, tired, getting over it. We just let it go. Or the brightness, the allure, the attraction of this freedom of being present is so strong we don't even see it anymore. We can't even feel the heaviness of our riddled mind. They are two sides of the same coin. The coin is being yourself. So be with whatever arises. Let it grow. When the body becomes still and the mind becomes still, a great rising happens in that stillness, a movement of consciousness. You don't have to do the moving, it's moving already. You're harmonizing with it, you're sinking in, tuning in, calibrating into a deeper presence of right now. You can't deny that you are here right now. But as you put down the thoughts of the past, right now, your vision of this great force becomes more clear. It'll happen naturally, like the sunrise. As you grow bored and tired of the stories in the mind, and you feel the light and peace and freedom of being yourself right now, continue to consider, is it worth it? Carrying, carrying those memories into the now, turning them into goals, wishes, hopes. If it is, then hold on tightly. But for the ones that are not, the ones that are tiresome, burdensome, let go. And be with yourself right now. Relax from the practice.